Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be learning about units of measurement and a better way to learn it than what you've been learning before. Now here, as you can see, this is how people used to teach it. Well, they still are, but I just find it really troublesome and it's really hard to see it intuitively how the metric system works. And a lot of people find it frustrating and stressful. Alternatively, you can use my method, which is my cat dislikes my dog Hong Kong. Yep, that's right. I have a dog called Hong Kong, and my cat dislikes him. All you have to do is just remember these words. My cat dislikes my dog Hong Kong. Now, what does this have to do with units of measurement? Well, as you can see, if you say my, you just write an M on the right side. Cat dislikes my dog Hong Kong. See? So as you go through the list, as you go through the sentence, you just say it out loud and write it from right to left. So again, what does this have to do with units of measurement? Well, let's say I ask the question, how many meters are there in 1 kilometer? Well, firstly, you need to identify that it's in meters. So, you need to put an M next to all the letters except for the middle M. Now, you find out why in a second. So as you can see, I wrote the M next to every one of these things. And over here, you can start to see some familiar words already, like kilometers, and there's meters. Now this is why we don't need the extra M. We got centimeters and millimeters here. Don't worry about the HM, DM, or the other DM. We'll learn that about it later. So the question, how many meters in 1 kilometer? Well, while looking at this, you need to be able to understand decimals as well. So for decimals, everyone knows, or you should know, 1 is the same as 1.0. And it's the same as 1.00. It's the same as 1.000. It's the same for 2 and 10 and any other whole number that you can think of. Even decimal numbers keeps on going all the way to 0 at the end. So the question, how many meters in 1 kilometer? Well, when you take a look at this, my cat disliked my dog Hong Kong, and what we've written down here with the meters and the millimeters and the kilometers, identify first the 1 kilometer. So you remember the one on the left has a kilometer, so we write 1 kilometer. Now, it's good to draw imaginary lines in between these. So as you can see, I've drew some here. And this is where you put the decimal points. Obviously, for 1 kilometer, the decimal point would be on that line right there. And what we've learned from decimals, the 0 at the end doesn't really matter, so you can just keep on writing if you want. So, how many meters in 1 kilometer? Well, firstly, here, the middle M is meters. So what you need to do is find out where does the decimal point go on this meters column. Is it on the right or on the left? Well, having a look at a blank sheet again, if I say where does 1 meter, where would you write 1 meter actually? So obviously write it here. Then for you can say that the decimal point for the meters would be at this point right here on the right. So looking back at our original question, 1 kilometer, where is the point for the meters? Of course, it's right there in the middle on the right. So you move the decimal point all the way to that point, and you would get this answer here. Looking at it, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters, which is correct, of course. Now, how is that different from this? Well, this is more intuitive than this one down here, and you can see the expression on the faces as well. Well, say, for example, rather than meters, I asked you how many centimeters are there in 1 kilometer? Well, while looking at this old thing, all you have to do is, instead of putting the decimal point at the meters, go all the way to centimeters, and you can see 1 kilometer is 100,000 centimeters. Easy as pie. Now here's another question. How many meters in 2.5 kilometers? Well, all you have to do is just put that decimal point into the graph, or into this, whatever you call this. So 2.5, as you can see here, and then all you have to do, identify where the meter decimal point is, which is here, and just bring the decimal point there, and you have your answer. 2.5 kilometers is equal to 2,500 meters. Let's do something more challenging, okay? How many meters in 3 centimeters? Now this might sound a little bit tough, but don't worry, it's all going to be easy. It'll be all explained soon. So you just start off again, my cat disliked my dog Hong Kong, and write it backwards and write M at the end of all of this. And all you have to do, firstly identify where's the centimeters. So here it is. And you just write it down. The centimeter with the decimal point would be at this location right here. Next, you're trying to find out where meters is. So you have to do the decimal point for the meters would be here. Now you just move the decimal point all the way over to the meters point, and there you have it, your answer. 3 centimeter is equal to 0.03 meters. It's really easy. Even if I asked you kilometers, all you have to do is just bring the decimal point all the way to the kilometers part, and you have your answer as well. Similarly, if I asked you to extend it all the way to, let's say, millimeters instead of centimeters, you can see, just by looking at this graph, it's 30 millimeters for 3 centimeters. And all you have to do is remember, my cat disliked my dog Hong Kong.